Today is Black Friday. We got sales to go over from Quest 3, Quest 2, and accessories for both. Let's do it. There's not a lot of Quest 3 bundles. They can save you a little bit, so let's go over them quickly. Newegg, if you want the 128, you pay the full $500, but you get a $15 store credit. It's something. If you want the 512, you're still paying $650, but you get a $25 credit. But the best deal, if you have a Costco membership, and if they haven't sold out already, you can get the 128, which comes with an Elite strap, the case, $25 meta credit, and of course, any Quest 3 comes with Asgard's Wrath when it comes out next month. That one's $599 for that. For Quest 3 accessories, there is a lot on Black Friday sales, but I'm only recommending ones I've personally tried and liked. The Zyber VR head strap I did like when it comes to Elite style head straps. Keep in mind, this is a non-battery head strap. There is a battery you can get from Zyber to go on your shoulders separately, but it's not available on Amazon with any Black Friday deal as of now. The Zyber VR head strap for Quest 3 is their Comfort Elite strap. It's one of those Elite style ones. It still does put some pressure around your eyebrows and your cheekbones, but for people who want to play fitness games or just like a really stable strap for something like Gorilla Tag where you're moving around a lot, the strap stays in place really well. It has a notch that lets you pull it up out of the way of your eyes so you can look around quickly, and has a nice pad across the top to help balance that weight. For straps that are on a Black Friday sale, this is the only one I've seen so far that I recommend. There will be links to all of the things that I recommend today in the description and the comments down below. Aubika makes some carrying cases for the Quest that surprisingly did actually hold the Halo straps that I like, but work really well for stock straps or Elite straps. The black one is the only one on a Black Friday deal, bringing it down to just about $28 when it's normally $36. The funny thing, the case that I thought was better looking, the gray one, is just normally $28 though. It doesn't have a higher price normally, which is about the same as the Black Friday deal, but technically the black one is the only one on Black Friday for $27.71. In this case, when we tested it, holds your Quest, your controllers, even if they have bigger straps on them. And if you're like me and you did get the Bobo VR head strap, it can fit in there as long as you don't have the Mr. Task cat ears on. A good solid case for the money. For grips so far on the Quest 3, I have been digging the Apexinno VR controller grips battery cover. They replaced the battery door, which is a little bit finicky. You really have to push it in there, make sure everything's aligned right as you do, but it should end up aligning quite well once you have it right. Only $8 on Black Friday right now, and I've tried multiple ones with the silicone, other ones. I haven't loved any as much as these, but the last ones I haven't tried is the Meta own ones that are basically the same as these. It does eliminate the wrist strap though. You could wrap it around this and re-tie it on, but this replaces the wrist strap down at the bottom. Something to consider. I love these. So far, I use them every time I play. Some Quest 3 facial interfaces are coming out, but I haven't tested enough to found any ones that I really like. So in the meantime, if you're sticking with the stock one, but it's scratchy, you don't like how it soaks up sweat, the silicone covers are simple, they're cheap, and they cover it nicely and just have silicone resting on your face instead of that cloth. There's an Apexinno one that I tried and liked. It's only $8 on a Black Friday deal also. If you're fine with the stock one for now, maybe hold out and see which interfaces I end up liking as we test more out. But if you're finding that scratchy, you just don't like the way it feels, $8 will solve it for now. And if I use a stock facial interface, that's what I'm doing, although I'm using other ones right now trying to test them. If you had a Quest 2 and you're wondering, do I like the silicone? Any of the newer Quest 2s should have come with a silicone cover after they recalled the original facial interface. And so hopefully then you've tested that and you decide whether you like that or that original scratchy interface. But we will be testing more, so if you want to hold out, keep an eye out for more accessory videos. If you're happy with the stock interface, but you don't like all the light gap around your nose, there is a $7 accessory also from Apexinno. It's an anti-leakage nose pad cushion. And in my testing, I really liked it. It did cover most of my nose. There was still a little tiny bit of light gap, but that will change depending on nose shapes and sizes for other people. This one slipped in there nice, and once the facial interface was locked in place, it stayed locked in. You didn't have to worry about it coming loose or coming undone. $7 is pretty cheap on the Black Friday deal, but it's still, I mean, it's a piece of plastic and silicone, so some people may feel like it's a bit much just to kill that light gap. It's really only necessary if you just can't stand that light gap. The Quest 3 stock audio has been sufficing for me for the most part, but if I take the Quest 3 somewhere and I'm traveling or I just want to be private, there are some Bluetooth headphones that are working really well with low latency on Black Friday sales. Prism XR Vega T1s are down to $50. These I found more comfortable than the Soundcore ones I had before out of the box. There is an app with equalizers, so you can change the settings if you want to for how they sound, but I'm actually even using these just for gym runs, anything else. I'm taking these headphones with me if I travel anywhere and using them full time. So it's nice that it's basically you just get a decent set of Bluetooth headphones, but they also have that low latency dongle for the Quest 2 or the Quest 3. And $50 does make them cheaper, although we will talk about the Soundcore 2 when we get to the Quest 2 section because they're about the same price. So either one, if you're interested, could be a good set for you. Prism XR also has two over-the-shoulder or chest style battery packs. They're one of the few battery packs we found that will not only keep your Quest 3 charged, but charge it up while you're on the run. Weirdly, the 10,000 milliamp hour is slightly cheaper on Black Friday than the 5,000 milliamp hour, coming in at $52 and $51 respectively. I personally wasn't a huge fan of the way it felt around my chest. I dealt with it more over my shoulder. This is really if you're just someone who's struggling with battery life and you really need a solution right now. Personally, Personally, I'm testing more head straps and trying to find something that stays on my head that will give me the battery life I need. But if you're someone who really wants a battery pack now and you don't mind having it strapped to you with a little bit of cable running to it, either of them are good functioning options. If you're wanting to do PCVR wireless through the air and your current gaming router or your PC and connection are not doing well enough, you may be interested in some type of an air bridge. The Prism XR one that I tested did give me the smoothest AirLink experience I've had yet on the Quest, and the Black Friday deal takes a little bit off, takes it from $80 down to $64. It's something that if you were already watching or interested in, now is probably the best money you're going to save on it anytime soon. Although if you've run AirLink before and it's doing fine for you, or you don't mind a link cable and it's working well for you, this is really something you wouldn't need. It's really only for people who really want that wireless PC experience and they're not quite getting it with their current setup. The Quest 2 is actually having some Black Friday deals itself over on Amazon. The 128 gig that's usually $300 is down to $249, and you also get a $50 digital credit for Amazon itself. You have to use code META50 to make that happen. Or the 256 is down to $300 and you get that same $50 credit. It's one of the better prices we've seen on a Quest 2 if you're still interested in getting one and you don't really want to get it used. You want to get it brand new and get that warranty, get that life out of it. There's also a deal over on Supernatural. If you were thinking of buying a Quest 2 specifically for working out, you can get a whole Quest 2 bundle for basically $300. That includes their Elite strap. We do know there's some issues with those potentially breaking, but it is a $60 value with a 2-year warranty on it if it were to break. And then that also gives you the year of Supernatural VR for half off for $50 instead of $100. Figuring in there's already that deal either on Amazon or on Meta where you get a $50 credit. This isn't as good of a deal, but it still does give you the free Elite strap. So it might be something to think about if you were planning on getting an Elite strap for fitness and Supernatural anyways. My favorite grips for the Quest 2 were these Aubika rechargeable controller grips that replaced your battery and let you charge them through the silicone cover. Unfortunately, those aren't on Black Friday, but the previous ones that I liked the most were the Kiwi design grips that gave you a bigger, longer handle, kind of like this did. And they're on a decent sale on Black Friday, although weirdly, the pink ones will get you the most savings. Even their regular prices come down quite a ways now to just $28, but on Black Friday, the pink Kiwi grips are $22.39. Although if you want the white ones, you end up at $35. There's different prices on all the colors, so I'll leave those up here on the screen for you to check out. But I did really like these grips. They let you replace the batteries through the grips. You don't have to take the grip off all the time. Really, the major difference was the Aubika ones could just be charged and ready to go all the time. But if you're already used to swapping out batteries, these still were really good grips and I really liked them. There was one Quest 2 case that really amazed me because it could fit anything in it. It just kept stretching out and multiple brands carry them. The Anna Pro one is currently on a Black Friday deal. Instead of being $36, it's about $30. It's not the biggest savings, but this case just shocked me because when I was filling it up with stuff, it kept expanding and seemed to accommodate any head strap. So if you're looking for a decent case, something you can throw over your shoulder, this one's on a decent sale right now, but it's not a huge sale. I just remember that initial video, I kept putting bigger and bigger straps in and I couldn't believe that this thing kept expanding to accommodate them. And that's pretty cool when a lot of the hard cases wouldn't fit the Halo style straps that I liked. Some of the original Bluetooth headphones that came out for the Quest 2 were Soundcores, which is a division of Anker, a pretty well-known electronics brand. Their VR P10 low latency earbuds not only are white to match the Quest, they have RGB lights that you can change in the app. The app also lets you change the audio settings, and they're even considered a bit more of a premium headphone, usually being $80. They're on $52 Black Friday deal. Funny thing about these, I've had these since launch and I still don't really use them with the Quest, but Nat uses them constantly, podcasts, working out, whatever. These, similar to the Prisms we mentioned earlier, are good all-around Bluetooth headphones, and if you also wanted the capability of being able to use them with the Quest, they're there for that, although I wouldn't say that I use them all the time with the Quest. They're on a decent sale though, so if you were someone who was interested in these already or really want something just wireless that comes with its own dongle, the Soundcore is a decent option. If you want your Quest 2 to be a set of night vision goggles, this KK Cop VR indoor IR illuminator actually makes that happen. It's an infrared blaster that surprisingly doesn't really take much battery power at all to run, but it's blasting out IR light, and those IR cameras that you see in the pass-through will actually help you pick up a whole room when it's dark. This can help with tracking issues, especially if you have dark spaces around, or if you're someone who just wants to lay back and watch a movie in bed in the dark next to someone else and not disturb them. This is an option to do that, although you better have some sort of headphones that keep the noise to yourself too. It's a small sale, it's $18 instead of $20, but if it was something you've been waiting for, watching, might be the time to get it while you can save a couple bucks. It's a whole lot of accessories and deals on Quest 3, Quest 2 stuff. Of course, we were hoping Quest 3 we might see a little bit bigger of a sale, but it's still too new. I didn't think we'd really get much. I'm actually surprised there's even bundles that save you a little bit of money. If there's other Black Friday deals out there, leave them in the comments. If there's ones I missed that can help other people find something that you really like, let them know down below. Thanks again for being here. Happy holiday weekend if you celebrate or if you're in a country that has the holiday. And thank you. I will see you in another reality.